This is the first video in a series designed to help you get started in CNC and actually see success. To get that feeling of excitement of holding what you made in your hand. In this video, I'll be sharing how you can pick the perfect CNC for you, how to be successful with CNC, and what you should consider before making the investment. Hi, I'm Andy, and I've spent the last 7 years operating both hobby and professional CNC machines. I currently own 9 CNC machines of all different types and sizes. I built thousands of projects, sold tens of thousands of dollars of CNC-made products, and even sold items to Saturday Night Live and HGTV. I've coached over 1,100 aspiring CNC creators and have helped countless beginners confidently choose their first CNC to get started. Before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of this series. Of course, if you have any questions at any point, drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Any resources that I share in this video, you can also find in the description below. So, how do we achieve success with CNC? In order to figure out the right approach, we have to start by defining what success with CNC actually looks like. This may seem trivial, but hang with me. This is so important. Success with CNC is going from an idea in your head to holding it in your hand in the real world. This is what CNC success is all about. Seems simple, right? Yet 9 out of 10 people that come to me for advice on this topic have no clue what success looks like. Better yet, know how to get there. Some beginners think a CNC is plug and play, like unboxing a toaster or a TV. But the reality is far from that. CNC has a learning curve, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed if you don't know what success looks like or how to get there. So the process is idea, inspiration, design in the computer. This is all computer work, CAD/CAM work, to machining it, which is your finished project, holding it in your hand. If you can't go from idea to design to finished project, it doesn't matter how fast. Everybody likes to talk about how fast their CNC is. 99% of the people will never reach the maximum speed that their CNC can go because they can't figure out these other steps. Doesn't matter how big your CNC is. If you can't do a small project, then you definitely can't do a large project. And ultimately, it doesn't matter what your software can do or the potential of it if you can't learn the software and learn how to do it. So don't fall into the trap that I see so many people fall into is like, and CNC companies are fantastic at marketing. Our machine goes 600 inches per minute. Well, that's great. I've never ran a bit 600 inches per minute in 7 years. Just because I can, doesn't mean it's a good idea or I'm ever going to reach that capacity. Same thing with size of machine. Like our machine's a 4x4 or our machine's a 4x8. Like, great, that's fine. How do I actually get from idea to the design to finished project? Whether it's a 2-inch project or a 20-foot project, it doesn't matter. So these things, big and fast, do not help you get from idea, design to finished project. I know this process is not simple at all. There's a steep learning curve for the person with zero experience. But it's 100% possible with the right approach, setup, and expectations. So, remember, success with CNC is going from an idea in your head to holding it in your hand in the real world. It takes a lot more than just a machine to make this possible. But regardless of what machine you ultimately end up getting, these are generally the steps that you'll need to take to make your first project successful. Buy a CNC machine, spindle or router, software, controller, bits, table, clamps, and a dust boot. Once you have made all of those choices, you'll have everything you need to get the machine set up. Every hobby CNC machine that I'm aware of has to be assembled to some extent. Once you have your machine fully assembled, this is where you may be tempted to think you are mere minutes away from turning that idea you're excited about into reality. But hold your horses. We're not there yet. How do we make our first project? First, we need a vector file. Think of these as the outlines of your project. These files include types like SVGs or DXFs. There are a lot of different ways to get vector files: drawing them yourself in your software, buying a pre-made file from Etsy or another online marketplace. But it's important to know that this is just one ingredient you need in order to create your project. Once you have a vector file, then you need to set up toolpaths. Toolpaths are what tell your machine where to go. This is where a majority of the learning curve is. You can buy files that have both the vector and toolpaths set up for you, but, and this is a big but, you still have to tweak them for your particular CNC setup. There are a lot of variables to take into account in order to do this, like your particular machine's capabilities, post-processor, material characteristics, speeds and feeds, and work holding strategies. At the time of making this video, there is no way around not knowing this information. In order to successfully create your project, all of these considerations have to be accounted for by you in order to achieve success. All this may seem like a lot, and I don't want to intimidate anyone from getting into CNC, but I feel like I would be misleading you if I left anything out. Thankfully, there are a lot of great companies and resources out there. This is why Andy Bird Builds and the CNC Side Hustle exists, to help make this process as easy as possible. Now that we understand the process of getting started, let's determine which type of CNC machine is the best fit for you. The right choice depends on 3 key factors: your goals, your budget, and your skill set. To simplify things, I've broken this down into 3 categories: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So a beginner is someone who is interested in mainly a hobby and some for fun sales. Think about like selling to friends and family. They might have limited space, they have no prior experience, and we're looking at a budget of $2,000 to $3,000. For someone who falls in this intermediate category, they're a side hustler. They want to make a consistent revenue, but it's still on the side. They have a space of roughly 5 by 5, so 25 square feet where they can set up a machine. They have no or limited experience, and they're looking at a budget of $5,000 to $7,000. And for advanced, someone that is fitting into this, they are a small business. They want to start a small business, a full-time business, or they need a larger format machines because of the projects or products that they produce. A minimum space of 5 to 9 feet, that is 40 square feet, some prior experience, and a budget of $10,000 to $12,000. All right, so for all 3 of these, you can find a quality CNC machine for each budget. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more for $10,000 to $12,000, and that matches the requirements and what you want to do, than you are for $2,000 to $3,000. So this matches performance with your goals. So again, this is just my attempt to simplify. This isn't the end-all be-all, because you may be a beginner with no prior experience, just want a hobby or sales, but you have more space. You may have more experience, but you only want to do hobby fun sales. You don't need necessarily a more expensive machine to accomplish this. So something interesting to note is you actually can probably work this backwards, meaning you can start a side hustle with a hobby fun machine. My first CNC was under $2,000. It was $1,800, but that was 7 years ago. Take that into consideration. But I made, from an $1,800 machine, I made over $100,000 worth of product with this machine. So you can start a side hustle with a hobby machine. You can start a small business with a side hustle machine. So you may be tempted to think that spending more money is going to give you a higher potential of success. Our definition of success, going from idea, design, to product, to machining, holding it in your hand, right? Every one of these machines can accomplish that. And so don't fall into the trap of if I spend more, I'm going to have a higher chance of success. If I spend this much, I'm going to have a higher chance of success than going here. That is not the case. I get asked a lot if a less expensive budget machine is a good option to get started. And I get it. Budget CNC machines can seem like an easy way to get started. But the reality is they often cause more frustration than progress. Issues with like poor build quality, software glitches, imprecise cuts, and no technical support when you need help can drain your time and motivation very quickly. My advice, don't buy the cheapest option out there. Start with a quality machine in one of the categories I laid out, and you'll save yourself hours of frustration. I've seen it over and over again where someone buys a budget CNC machine, has a bad experience, and gives up. Because what happens is that they think CNC in general is not for them. And after the negative experience, no one is going to shell out $2,000 to relive that experience. And I know there's going to be at least one person that comments that they've had success with a budget machine. And I can guarantee that they are fine with troubleshooting, have a ton of patience, and prior experience that they can rely on. But did you know there's a CNC company out there with a higher rate of success than any other? It's true. This company obsesses over their users' success and has gone to great lengths to ensure every CNC creator, just like you, has the tools, support, and knowledge to succeed. This is the easiest path, based on our earlier definition of success, that I know of to get you started with CNC. I made a video all about it. Click right here to learn more.